Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Forever Games LLC. I am owner, original creator, lead dev for the original IP known as Penance. What I like to do on this channel is create a community and create an understanding so that people can better understand who I am, how I think about games, why I think about games the way I do, and hopefully bring you closer to an understanding of the game Penance. Today, let's talk heals. Now, Throne and Liberty is a fast-paced, it can be slated, it is a mesh-up, let's say it this way, it is a mesh-up, a high-quality mesh-up of tab-based combat and action-based combat. What I originally in the industry, Twitch-based combat, okay? We're twitchy. You're everywhere. Twitch. Okay? It originally started back in the days of EverQuest. Okay? Because bards were everywhere. Okay? An enchanter. Before the days of the extended target window, the enchanter was all over the place. Because he's trying to see, he's trying to look at mobs, you're trying to move around the actual fight that's going on, and then you got to click and pick out the right mobs or tab target through them. Okay? So this is twitchy. Other than just, okay, I got my sword. Here we go. Woo! Look at me go. Oh, let's click that button. Slap for a taunt. Yeah. Swing that button. Come on. Woohoo! Hey. There's another taunt. Woohoo! Swing my weapon. Here we go. Okay. So twitchy. In this game, everything is very twitchy. It's very mobile. Okay. But it doesn't have to be. Most of the time it is. But there's a lot of area effecting and whatnot going on. One thing I don't see is kiting, and I'll start talking about that at some other point. Today is about heals. Everyone said for a long time when I was researching and whatnot, and I was getting into this game, that the Koreans over there, they kept saying that there was no real heal build. That all of a sudden the bow, okay, the bow made you a real healer. Man, are you on crack? Do you have any idea what you're talking about? Let me tell you what. Bow healing, okay, we're going to go through it. Now, the reason why I'm going to tell you that bow healing is, it just ain't there. All right? And there is one specific reason why. And we'll get to that. But before we get to your secondary weapon, okay, you do not, if you hit when you're on the computer, I don't know what it is for console. I am a PC player. I have never been a huge fan of consoles, and I play Legend of Zelda and whatnot. I played that whole series where I have a Nintendo. I hate Xbox, and I have a PS4, but I'm not real cracked up about a PS5. I mean, the PS5 controller. Let's do a story. On the computer, hit the K button. Now, let's start over here first so you can see. I'm not even full purple. I don't have set gear. I don't have any of that. Okay? This is where my stats are laid out. And I can tell you why. Because I don't want to die, so I need HP. These bonuses, they're real nice. The cooldown, I would love to be able to get 10 more wisdom and get to the cooldown. Just because that's going to make me insanely powerful. But what I have to give up to get there. Now, I keep 5 points in this just because I really believe it helps me in the long run. I'll explain to you why in my build. Okay, because perception affects your bonuses for defense and aggression. In other words, landing the spell or resisting the spell in crowd control, weakens, and things of that nature. So I need my dot to stick. And I need my crowd control to stick when I need it. Okay? Because it's a situational saving grace. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for to be the maximum benefit to your group over the maximum scenarios. Okay? This is how I believe you get there. Now, you can establish your gear, whichever ones you want. This is just what I've been able to get my hands on. This is what I've grinded for. Most of them are blues. to be honest. They're all maxed out blues, but most of them are blues. Except, well, no, I guess I got 4 purples. Yeah, most of them are blues. I hate the helmet, that thing. That's why I turn it off so you can't see it. Now, most people will tell you, and let's skippity-doo-dah over here. Okay, I have it loaded for you so you can see. Now, everyone raged and raged and raged. Hit the K button and bring up your skill screen. Okay, first off, if you're a healer and you're not using this skill, okay, which is Chaotic Shield, as your block, then punch out and go home. You're not a healer. And this thing is powerful. And it is so important for you to hit these blocks and for you to hit them as perfect. If you can hit perfects at every time, okay, the heal that comes off of this thing is so clutch. It's utterly, hands down, can't live without it. Okay? Now, we're going to talk mainline here first before we get into it. Okay? Because I don't want to confuse people more than they should. So let me switch back over to my main build. Now we'll discuss this wand right here. This is your healing tree. There is no other healing tree. This is the tree. Period. I don't care what you got to say. This is the tree. You can literally pair any weapon you want with this. If your playstyle, your Twitch level, whatnot, okay, benefits from a different weapon, then do so. However, I do believe there is a case for specific weapons. I believe if you are a all healer, if you want to be a healer, you really only have 3 choices, and they're tiered. And I believe your secondary weapon, we'll get to that. We'll get to the 3 tiers of secondary weapons. But your mainline objective weapon gives you all of these skills here. Now, I'm dabbling with this a little bit because it does help, and it really does help. But the problem is that the coefficient of the lack of go-go juice in the upper cranial region from your fellow players is really defusing this the same as it did in EverQuest. This is an EverQuest style crowd control ability. If you're not using your extended target window as a tank in this game right here, Throne and Liberty, and your group is not using the party extended target window, and you do not develop an understanding of how to use it, you are probably going to screw this up repeatedly. However, the skill and ease it is which to use the window once you understand it will make crowd control just heals just better. As a DPS though, you need to understand how it works too, so that when you see this, you'll see this icon. It looks just like this, don't care what. This is the version. It looks like a couple Z's. And when I say extended target window, here you go. This is your extended target window. See right here? Now, it will not load the NPCs in here, in this window. Because you're in town. And you can't attack any of them. So there can't be targets, you understand? But out in the world, I'll do a video on this. You'll see it load up. And in this little box right here, you see my cursor going around. You'll see which mobs are slept. You'll see what mobs the people are attacking, right? It'll be all lit up with the little cross. So you'll see everything that's going on. Every mob that's in combat who's literally being attacked. Or if the mob is slept. If you wake a slept mob, or you can wake a slept mob in this game. If it's asleep, this is a crowd control function. Pay attention. Your number 1 mainline skill is this. Then, as I suggest, most people will be able to get it pretty easy. Your area effect for your group heal, you're going to want that. Now, What happens in the in-between moments when you're waiting on the refresh timer to coordinate these or this heal and this heal? This is your main single target heal. If you'll notice, I have all of the upgrades to that heal because it's exactly what I want to do when I specialize into the heal. Okay? And you will want to spend your specialization points in your heals. Yes, I have some specialization points in damage, but if you look, I'll just click here real quick, and I'll click on wands. You will see I have 76 points in my wand skills because they're the most important. I am healing. I am a healer. Do I do damage? Sure. Do I worry about the dots? I don't know. I don't use the dots. I put a little bit of points into them, but as you'll see down here on the bar, I just don't use them. I get more pop out of this because, and there are reasons why I go with that for the pop. Now, in between your heals, because you have 3 of them. Okay, you have 4 heals, but we're going to get to that in a second. That's the reason why. Okay, because we start getting to passives. This is an area effect heal you put on the ground. It is your epic. Oh my god. It's just amazing. Okay, and if you specialize into it and you stand in it, the only thing I see is that I get mana. Every tick, bang, 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 bang. I get 40 mana, 40 mana, 40 mana, 40 mana, 40 mana, 40 mana. Just every time the heal pops, you'll see your heal above your head, and then you'll see the mana pop right underneath it. Bang, 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 bang. Okay. Now I don't know if that pops mana for other people. It kind of gave me the impression it did as I was specializing, but I don't care if it doesn't, because the specialization is still amazing for me. This is the same way here. Mana recovery in your heal. Okay? Now, your heals, you've busted out your area effect heal, right? You know what I mean? Or people have missed their blocks, and you're coming right out of your block, and you don't want to go right to the area effect heal because it takes a little bit longer. People's lives might be a little low. You're trying to save those morons, all right, who couldn't, for some reason, hit their block button. All right? You're going to want to have this. And you're going to want to do targets expanded. Okay? And the reason what that is the specialization targets expanded applies to all party members in range, even though it decreases the efficiency. Okay? Because that allows you an instant barrier. It is, imagine in other games, other healer games, the bubble. Ooh, I know there's a bubble in this game, but the bubble. This is your bubble. But this is a group-wide bubble. Now, can you put it on a single target and it is twice as potent? 100%, absolutely, hands down, not going to lie. But this covers your entire group, okay, within X amount of meters. And it absorbs all incoming damage, all versions, right now, okay? Then, while they're whittling through this, you're going to back that up, hopefully, with your area effect heal, okay? Which is going to pump everybody up. I get several thousand points of health out of this thing for everybody in the group. All right. These are just your mainline operations. Now, I took this spell because it does the same thing, similar to this spell. It doesn't absorb, but it mitigates. So these are heals, okay? They heal by way of not taking damage. Okay? Now, understand that. If the damage is not being felt, then you are not... You've healed them. You've protected their health bar from that loss of HP. And you do not have to expend mana or time to refill that. Thereby, it is a heal. Okay? And it is better than some heals because it can be used as a stopgap measure to snatch you back from the jaws of death. And that's what you want to remember. Okay? Now, with this this is going to be a longer video, and I hope that people understand the realization of this. The bow offers you the minutest of heal adjustments, because we aren't even done yet, because we got this whole thing. This is another heal, okay, that you cannot go without, and you get it through specializations and passive skills. If you look to the right of the screen, you will see the passive skills that I have loaded. These are my healer passive skills on the bottom right here that I go into. There is only one skill that isn't from the wand passive abilities. Okay? Only one. And that's the one free spot. Everything else is loaded, because they're all healer attribute. And this is healer life. I have one in these because I've started grinding, and you can, to bring up my Nuke, my wizard build, okay, which is quite powerful, and I don't really see why you'd go. I mean, it's all flavor at that point. But the kiting ability of the wizard staff user is simply, we're going to do a whole video on it because it's just out of sight. So you must focus everything on heals. That's what makes you a main healer. Now, I have some stuff into damage, I'm not going to lie, but I am mainframing it. If I have anything to push the top of the tier, I first use all my resources to push my main line build, my number one build. Okay, this is the reason why I'm a 2300 build. Alright? Now, but I'm also 2200. We can get into it. Okay, so on my main line build, you want to use these. Now, here's the reason why. Okay, just read them. What happens is, by using these skills and by extending the duration of your weakness and whatnot, they're talking about your dot. This applies to that dot. Okay? The reason why this is purple is because this is a heal. It is also damage. Okay? It's a damage, it's a debuff, and it's a heal all at the same time. And you don't even have to pick. It automatically assigns it to the lowest the lowest person or the nearest person to the target, which is generally your tank. However, it will, if the tank is full health, it will automatically ship the heal to someone who doesn't. You don't have to think about it. It's not a huge heal. But every time this dot ticks off, depending on how much points you have in here, okay, my curse. Everything about this curse is now a heal. Tick, 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 tick. Every time it does damage, it's healing somebody. 17, 18, 25, 25, 25, 17, 18, 25, 25, 17, 18, 25, 20. It's a constant regen. Pop, 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 pop. Non-stop. Okay? This is a heal. This is the reason why you want to make sure you can get your weaknesses and things to stick. Simply because of this right here. And the more you flesh this thing out, the more heal it does. And I cannot tell you over the life of the character how much regen I've ticked off using this particular thing. Hands down amazing. So in reality, you end up with a 3-tiered system. Why do I say that? Because if you immerse yourself, you spend your 80 points, okay, in your healing tree, specialization in your healing tree. This is, I don't care how many times I'm going to have to say, this is your healing tree. The game doesn't need to. I can take another weapon that has no healing benefits and still heal. Still heal. But the staff is the best. Why is the staff the best? Well, let me tell you the reason why. I think the bow, okay, is at the bottom. The bow is the 3rd ranked secondary tier weapon. And there is plenty of reasons why for it. Like, this is not going to be a small video. So if you don't want to hear it, roll on. But if you switch over here to the bow, and then you go back to your screen here, it's all about mechanics and how the game is designed. There's nothing here for you except for this. Okay? But this is just recovery. This does not make up for what you lose. And I'll show you. So you have your 2 heal skills here, which is this one and this one. And you can specialize them. They're decent heals. Here's the problem. To get them, if you see my loadout, alright, you lose. Now you can think differently than me. This is okay, but I'm telling you. I have 2 crowd control spells. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 That's right, 6 heals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, technically 7 and 8. Why? Because crowd control allows me to take an object and completely eliminate it from combat. It just sits there, stupefied, doing nothing. Therefore, I am mitigating all damage output. That's what a heal is. A heal mitigates the damage to your health bar that you have taken. If I prevent creature A from doing any damage at all, that is the best heal I can possibly provide you because you aren't being hit. Okay? Crowd control and the use of it is weak in this game, and in the higher end that you go, you're going to see more and more of the crowd control take effect, and there are reasons why. Okay? Can I keep you alive when you pull 15 things? If your gear score is good, if I'm on top of it, yada yada yada. These things here are crucial, and you need to learn how to use them, and they will make the game flow faster, not slower. They will make the game flow faster. But it's hard to get people to use them. So I really only have 3 offensive spells, because this, and this are all get out of jail cards for me. Something's on me, the tank isn't picking up, it's running around, it's beating me, it's getting in my way of doing what I need to do, I lock it down. Period. It's not hurting me, I can stop worrying about, but you know what I mean? There are ways, because with this heal, when you specialize, I heal you, half of it heals me. So I'm healing you and me at the same time. Okay? So I need mitigation objects to be used in my favor, like this. Okay? So in no way, shape, or form am I envisioning that this group heal and whatnot maybe they would be worth replacing these items here and your escape. Without it, you have no escape except for your tornado, and you run fast. Okay? This is an instant blink escape. And a slow and weakness on the ones you leave behind. Which adds your dot. Okay? So so the variable idea there, you have an argument. But here, let me kill your argument. The staff. The staff provides you with these objects here. However, this is where the staff gets to be killer. Okay, this is a staff augmentation. You have to have staff loaded to get it. 2,380 mana. Okay? And 780 hit points. That doesn't seem like a lot to you. But this means, right out of the box, I'm a better healer than you. Why? Why does it mean this? Because every time I click the heal button, I'm getting more. Let me find it right here. Is it this one? Yep, here you go. There's a reason why this is epic. So I am healing right out of the box every time I click the button. Okay? For at least 6% more than you. Period. Period. Because it matches with the skill right here. I have instantly given myself over 6%. Because okay? And here's the reason why I'm better than you then. Because now, when I go over here, okay? Where is it? Is it, oh, I didn't want to do that. Where do I see it? I don't know. I can't remember where I can actually see your stat. Oh, duh. But I've got 10,000 mana. So I have percent upon percent upon percent upon percent upon percent upon percent that you don't have. Okay? And you think it's 2.8%, but it's 2.8% for every 1,000. And I got 12k mana. Do the math. You can't touch me. You can't heal like I can heal. You can't put out the numbers. I'm sorry, it's just the mechanics. This is a period, dot, end of the line. Healing conversation over. Because it's not just the base mana from that skill. So, even if you have the skill for all the other mana, you don't have the thousands of mana provided by the single click skill, which makes me 7% better than you. Every time I click the button. Click, 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 click. In every version I have. Now, you might want to argue that those heals over time, it's just not there for you. It's the bottom baseline numbers over the spans. Every time I click the button, I'm getting 6% more than you. Unless you have better gear. If you have better gear, then you'll overcome that 6%. But at some point, when I match gear for gear, once again, I'm better than you. Period. Now, is my timing, you know what I mean? Is my timing right? Is my selecting the right people? Am I capable of collecting the right guy or gal or somewhere in between at the time that I need to make the heal happen? That's my personal ability and whether or not I can make it happen. According to the numbers on paper, there is no arguing. None. And the more I increase, the more I'll go. So every single time I'm over here and I'm increasing this skill, which I should have been all along, right? Up into the purples. So if it's purple at, I think it's 3,100, all right? I'm now 10% better than you. And when I max out to the top of the purple, I'm 16% better than you. And you can't overcome it. You can't. In time relatives, you may be able to. But once we're gear for gear, dollar for dollar, I'm better. Now all I need is a skill to be a better healer. But on paper, the conversation's over. Dollar to dollar, the wand and the staff is simply better. Crowd controls, escapes, the mitigation, the outwardly open mitigation of damage, and then quite the icing on the cake to just simply provide more. I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm not here to do anything to make someone cry and complain and upset. If you're a bow healer and you're rocking it and you think you're the one, well, have at it. But I'm here to tell you the cold, hard truth. Hit your blocks. Build it as you see here. You can worry less about damage than I did and more about heals being better positioned than me. But here I sit. And I will tell you, if people want to be honest, and who group with me and who know, this is the healer life. You do what you want to do. You play the game how you have fun. You do not have to be top dog of the heap. Because let me tell you what, I'll give you here's another scenario. The two-handed sword. The two-handed sword is, in my opinion, hands down, the reasoning behind it is because you lose a lot. You lose a lot going to the paladin build because you need a lot. Okay? So, here's my paladin build. Oh, look at that. I'm over 2,000. That's right. Now, the reason why you lose is because you are now reducing and you're now putting out offense. Okay, way more offense than you had before. Now you can double up with your heals and whatnot, but as you can see, these skills are still green, and look how much you've lost. So you're not an efficient healer. You are a tank who can heal. You are a solid support class member of your group. You are going to be able to hit your stuns when you need to hit your stuns. You're going to be able to hit your aggro abilities, right? This bad boy right here is amazing. It's an amazing heal. You specialize into it. It's instant healing, and it's bang. It pops. I can't tell you. It's a nice ability. This is the reason why I like, if you're going to build a paladin, this is a paladin build. This gives you the tanking and some heal depth. But mostly tanking. Okay? And you'll have to get these skills up to where they are in green. But this is a viable quality tier 2 healer. This is what I would call a support healer in the group. You can tank, you got aggro abilities, you got your stun abilities, and then you got some really nice heals. I still got all the good stuff from my heals from before. Okay? So it's easy to use. And you can drop this on yourself. And I would say, if you want to, you could take the area effect out of this that I have in it and put your points somewhere else. See, I'm still working on this build. So, as I see it, it's one staff at the top of the heap, one bow at the center of the pack, and at the bottom, technically it's a utility healer, is a two-handed sword paladin build. If you find comfortability with anything else, like Nathan runs sword shield and the wand, I don't call that a true paladin build. I don't think it's a paladin build. I think what you're looking at here is a paladin build, but everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their own discretion to do whatever they want. I'm merely providing with data and the mechanics of the game. I hope this helps you out. I hope it gets you to where you need to be. But, as I see it, from the Planchenzar's point of view, the healing conversation is closed. Adieu.